Hello. Hey, welcome to Productive Small Groups. And I have a little surprise for you. I have themed this PD with Harry Potter because I'm filming this in October. And I thought it'd be fun to have a little spooky something going on. So what's really cool about this is that you can once in a while do something special for your students, and once in a while I like to do a theme. My kids really liked it when I would do that, and so I'm passing that on to you. So what we're going to do today is themed all about Harry Potter, and which you could use anytime. It doesn't have to be just October. So let's check this out. So I am going to ask you to go to a bit.ly, and it's right there on the screen for you. And don't worry, it'll come back around if you don't get it all. Those last letters are case sensitive. So, bit.ly and then all in caps there. So I'm sharing with you a PD that I did with Landmark School, and it's all outlined for you in a Google document. You will have access to all my slide decks, all the creative materials that I made. If you're interested in reproducing this particular graphic, I will tell you it's a little bit challenging. I did this in Adobe Express and made it a GIF. So I do have the graphics that I used in this, but it's just like rotating graphics. And then I created this kind of message board thing just to make it a little more interesting. You don't need to do that for your kids, though. It was time consuming. But anyhow, I did it for you, teachers, right? So it's kind of nice to have something like this up for your kids. In your slide deck, use a GIF. It just repeats, and it takes the burden of having to write this on the board for the kids, right? We got the theme going. They know that it's Harry Potter. I could be playing the music right now while this little GIF is rotating, and all of my students are getting onto the bit.ly where I want them to be. So it's just a little idea. So I would just walk my students through a series of slides here and kind of build a little bit of excitement for what we're going to be doing. So the idea that you have arrived, you are at Hogwarts, where you're greeted by Dumbledore himself. Get ready to enter. And of course, once you're inside in the Great Hall with everybody, and it's time to see all the other students and see what we're going to be doing. So welcome to another year at Hogwarts. And this slide gives it away. We're going to be doing that part in Harry Potter where they had the sorting hat, which sorts students into their individual schools. And the reason I picked that is why? Because we're doing small group rotations. We need to sort our students into groups. So let's have some fun with it, yeah? So I pretend that I have the sorting hat, and I'm going to show you what I do as I walk the students through it. But we do this whole sorting hat thing, and so it's all random to start with anyhow. I might move them around later, but to start with, I make it completely random, and I'll show you what I do. So in Harry Potter, there are 4 houses. So there's a blue one, a red one, a green one, and a gold one. You can use the names, which is a little bit easier, right? And I have that for you as well in the slide deck so that you can just print out these graphics. But I want the students to know that this is their story, right? They're going to be in their house, and I want them to get behind it. I want them to get energetic about being in the group that luck has put them into. And then this is the last step before you enter your house. So at this point on this slide, I stop and we do the sorting hat, and my students are going to draw from a hat, and I will show you exactly what I do, but I get these pieces of paper, and all it says on it is the color of the house, so it's either red, blue, green, or gold, and they're all crumpled up, so the students don't know which is which, and they just randomly reach in and draw a color, and that's their house. So blue is for Ravenclaw. You get this slide. You get Hufflepuff, which is gold. And I like the way it tells you on these slides, you know, what each one stands for. And so it kind of builds this wonderful rapport moment within the group. And now we're ready to begin the magic. So you've used the Harry Potter theme. You've introduced your students to like what we're going to be doing, and you have like sorted the groups, right? They each have their own houses, and now the adventure's ready to begin. So that's what this slide is about. And the next slide, as I click it for you, is the rotations. So now they know that station 1 for rotation 1. So if you're see where it says blended learning, and that's in green. So if you're in the greenhouse, you're in Slytherin, that's where you're going to be for the first rotation. You will be at station 1. And then same thing for like the blue, will be at learning stations, and then the red is choice boards, and the gold is workplace games. Now I've themed this all for Bridges Math. You can change this. The slide deck is editable, and so you can change it however you want. This one has a 10-minute timer on it. You can change out the timers, and you know, if you want 15 minutes or whatever you need. I made this one Harry Potter themed as well, so this just goes up on the big screen TV in your classroom so your students know how to rotate. And you'll set the timer. You can use the sound on the timer. You can use a bell, you know, maybe something Harry Potter themed, I don't know. Flick the lights on and off if when time is up and you want them to switch stations. So there's lots of ideas for how to move them around, but this model here is for 4 rotations, and the amount of time just depends on you. All right, so I'm going to walk you through the different graphics that I have for you. So for station 1, I print this out and put it into a plastic sleeve, and wherever station 1 is that day, that's where, you know, this graphic will be, and the students just find it. And this is station 2, and station 3, and the last station for station 4. And you can see I used 4 really different locations for them, but you know, you could use anything you want. And so these graphics, you can just change them out if you're bored with them, and you know, but basically, you know, this is just rinse and repeat. This one's Harry Potter themed, but you could create themes easily from adapting the slide deck, you know, making a copy of it and then adapt your copy to become something else. All right, and then on the slide deck, I also have for you the colors. So what I do is I print these out and cut them up into 4 sections, and this is what I crumple up and put into the sorting hat for the students. So you need to have a total number of colors that matches the total number of students that you have. So it could be that you have an odd number of students, and in that case, you know, maybe you have some groups that have 1 more student in them than the others, but you need to take that into account before the day you're drawing all of that. All right, so that's the overall idea behind using a theme to introduce a small group rotation, learning stations to your students. Have some fun with it.